It's been a while since I've made an anime essay video. And there's a lot of reasons why, but to simplify everything, I just haven't found an anime that I want to make a video on. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there hasn't been any great animes at all. There's been plenty, but when I make these videos, I don't make them to talk about why an anime is so good. I make them because I want to talk about how much it impacted me while watching it. And luckily for me, I haven't had many problems with life for these last 2 years. I've been trying to be more positive and it's been really helping my mental health. I didn't feel the need to make an anime essay video because I didn't need to. And yeah, I know I don't have to be going through a life crisis to make these videos, but that's just what I'm used to. But these last few months have been tough for me. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about what happened, but basically, I've been really sick for these last few months and just have been physically and mentally tired, especially with the added stress from uni and other things that happened during those months. So, as I usually do when I'm in a life crisis, I binged a bunch of anime and hoped to find that one anime that was inspiring. AKA, how anime girls cured my depression. It's never about the anime boys. It's been a while since I've truly fallen in love with an anime. And when I mean falling in love, I don't only mean the anime was objectively good, but also because I ended up watching this anime at the right time. Take for example, the Horse Girl anime that I always talk about. It was an anime that I ended up falling in love with so much because it tackled all the struggles that I couldn't convey and therefore failed to overcome. But it was this anime that really was an eye-opener for me and was also the first time I thought to make an anime essay video. Super Cub is also another anime that I enjoy a lot because of the same reasons. I watched it at a time when I needed something like this the most. None of these animes were objectively special, but to me, it was. And this anime that I'm going to talk about is no exception. Yama No Susume is about cute girls climbing some goddamn pretty mountains. But it's more than just that. It's about the journey of a socially awkward girl who learns about so much through climbing these mountains. She learns to get out of her comfort zone, learns to really appreciate the effects of hard work, learns to fail but get back on her feet to metaphorically and literally climb over those obstacles that face her. But most significantly, she learns about the importance of maintaining and building the relationships she has and will have, especially with her best friend. It's an anime that is truly about growing from these experiences that we endure. Whether they are painful or beautiful, they are what builds us and helps us move on in the future. And I definitely am overanalyzing this, but even the actual anime structure emulates that sort of growth through experiences. The anime series goes from this very quick short video format, which sort of reflects that freshness in life and that quick wit of making decisions because of that genuine innocence. And then the anime series started having longer episodes, as now experiences have molded us and made us think about our decisions more carefully. Why are we doing what we're doing? This is a question that I always ask myself when I spend a long time doing that something. And it might be pointless to really think about all of this, but I think it's important to not ignore this. Why do I push myself to study a very hard uni degree? Is it because I want to learn something new? Is it because I want to just simply get a job in that field? Or is it because I want to feel accomplished instead of regretting not pushing myself as much as I have? It's hard to tell what exactly is the reason, but it's easy to tell what isn't the reason. And that distinction is really important because it lets you truly pursue what you want to do. In the anime, our main character Aoi is constantly confronted by the question, why is she climbing these mountains? And at the beginning, she wasn't really able to answer that question. She goes through so much pain and suffering when climbing these mountains, and it always puts her in this mental state of just questioning her choices. But as she learns from experiences, she realizes that the reason why she wants to climb these mountains is because she wants to see that beautiful view on top of the summit. Whether it's by herself or with her friends, she wants to accomplish overcoming a huge obstacle and to be greeted with a beautiful reward. And her realization shows throughout the series, especially at the point where she was asked to join the mountaineering club at her school. It was mountain climbing, but for a different reason. And because she has learned so much from all these experiences, she was able to identify that this type of mountain climbing was not what she wanted to do. And in real life, you're not going to obviously know exactly the reason why you're doing this. But again, it's very easy to know the reasons that aren't driving you to do this. And I keep repeating myself again and again, but I really wanted to emphasize how much of a realization this was for me. Instead of questioning myself why I'm going through all this pain, I should find out the reasons that aren't why I'm going through this pain. And if I truly stick to that policy that I've built up, in the end, I will find that satisfaction because I know that I'm going through all this pain because I want to. I know there will be a reward at the very end. Now, I've talked about our main character Aoi a lot, but there's another character that plays a huge role in this anime. Her name is Hinata. She's Aoi's best friend throughout the series, and it really shows. I honestly think that the relationship between Aoi and Hinata is one of the most wholesome friendships I've ever seen throughout anime. Every episode, they are usually together, and when they are apart, they always talk about each other. They have their moments where they argue and those moments where their bonds become stronger. They both complete each other's flaws so well, and because of this they both learn how to grow. There's a lot of animes about friendship, but for some reason this stood out to me. And I think it's because their friendship is just that genuine. There's no other motive for them to be friends with each other, they just want to be together. And it really reminds me of how much I value my friends. I want to have a genuine relationship with all my friends, and if I really want to have that, I have to rely on them when I'm in my tough times. I usually keep quiet when it comes to my own problems, and I think it's because of my selflessness. I just don't want other people to worry about me, and this mindset was prominent during these last few months. I just couldn't bring myself to confide in my friends. But in a way, it's kind of selfish to not rely on my friends since, well, we're friends. We are supposed to look after each other. Aoi and Hinata throughout the series always look out for each other. They always think about each other, and that's, well, maybe to an extent, the kind of friendship that I want to have with people. A relationship that lets us be true to ourselves, argue with each other, have fun with each other, look out for each other, and love each other. Call it wishful thinking, but if I don't yearn for it, I'm never going to grasp those special moments that I could potentially have with my good friends. I think the next time I go through something like this, I will try to employ these lessons I've learned from watching Yama No Susume. To try changing my mentality when overcoming such a huge slump, and also relying and valuing those friendships that I do have. I think that's definitely something for you guys as well. The next time you do end up being in some tough situation, think about why you're in it. And even if it does seem like it's completely out of control, there's probably a reason why you're in that situation. There's a cause and effect for everything. You just gotta be less stubborn about finding that cause. And if you really can't get through, you have friends to rely on. You have family to rely on. There are many people out there in the world that truly do want to help you. You just gotta get through that stubbornness. Stop dealing with everything yourself and start actually letting someone else know what you've been going through. The way I solve my problems aren't going to be the ways you solve your problems, but maybe listening to this video might give you some direction. It's the reason why I make these videos. I don't just make them for myself. I make them to reach other people who may be going through a similar situation. A lot of people say it's always about the journey, but let me change that perspective. Yes, the journey is very important, but there's no journey if there's no destination. And goddamn, this anime not only taught the importance of persevering through a journey, but it also taught us the satisfaction gained from reaching that destination. And that destination doesn't have to be the complete end. Instead, you can start a new journey and find a new destination. And throughout this cycle, you'll find people to share your journey with. You'll find those new realizations, and obviously, you will also find those obstacles to overcome. And when you do, just remember, If some cute anime girls can climb these really high mountains, then why can't you?